Today's video is brought to you by ablmerch.com. You're able to get all the hats I wear in the videos, plus a large selection of other hats, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, and more through the link in the description box below. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Joe Biden's potential VP pick. I'm hearing rumors that it's going to be Michelle Obama or Stacey Abrams, Keisha Lance Bottoms, or potentially a white woman like Pocahontas, Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, Amy Klobuchar, or somebody like that. But before we even get into who it's going to be, who it might be, who I think would be the best fit, let's talk about Joe Biden right quick. Now, we've all seen him pretty much just flounder throughout the entire campaign, and it seems to be a downward trend. He's not getting any better, okay? He may have a couple of flashes of what he used to be, but we all know he is a shell of his former self. He's not the same guy that he was back in the day. Listen to him talk even 5 years ago. He's different. And I say all that to say this. He's going to need somebody that is strong enough to pick up the slack, and he should pick them sooner rather than later, because he's still going out there doing these live streams and he's by himself. Nobody's helping him. He needs some help out there on the campaign trail if he has any chance of success. Now, of course, I don't want him to win, obviously, but I'm just saying, just from a logical, factual point of view, if he wants to have any chance and he doesn't want to get clobbered like Walter Mondale in 1984 by Ronald Reagan, he's going to need a strong VP pick. Now, he said that he's going to have a selection committee assembled by May 1st, and they're going to pick the VP by July, right before the DNC. Now, that's a terrible move if you're Joe Biden, because like I said, you need somebody right now. The selection committee does not really need to be formed. All you got to do is go out there and pick somebody right now. But that's what he's going to do. So there will not be an official VP pick until July, according to what I've been reading that comes from the Joe Biden campaign team. Now, who's going to be the pick? Who do I think would be the best one? Let's start with the elephant in the room in Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama will probably be the best person he's able to get on his team, the 100% best, because you have two Obamas, basically. Joe Biden is an honorary Obama due to being the vice president with Barack Obama for both terms, 8 years. So he's an Obama. Michelle Obama, obviously, is Barack Obama's wife. People love her. She's like the new Oprah, in my humble opinion. And having said all that, this job would be beneath Michelle Obama. She would never be the VP. Matter of fact, Barack Obama and Michelle Obama's friend, Valerie Jarrett, did an interview with The Hill and said as much. She said that she does not want the job. She doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to go back to D.C. in that particular capacity. She may be in D.C. doing other subversive things to the nation, but not being the VP. Okay, she said that on an interview, and if you want to check that out for yourself, I'll link to it in the description box below. So if you're hearing it from Valerie Jarrett, it's like hearing it from Michelle Obama, in my humble opinion. Although Michelle Obama has not commented on it yet, you got to take Valerie Jarrett's word for gospel in this particular situation, but I'll move on. Beyond her being above this particular role, she also knows that Joe Biden does not have a chance of winning. Like I said, without a strong VP pick, it'll be Walter Mondale 1984 all over again. With a strong VP pick, he'll still lose, just not as badly. So she does not want to be tied to a loser, a guy that has 1 foot in the grave. So it's not going to be Michelle Obama. So the question still remains, who is it going to be? Well, there are some other candidates out there. It will be a woman, because he said it's going to be a woman. That's something that we all know. So who is it going to be? Some say Amy Klobuchar to get that Midwest, because you're trying to win Ohio and, you know, those states, middle of the country, you're trying to win that. So she may be a good pick, but people may not like her because of the fact she's a white woman. Okay, that's actually a thing. But then again, is it really a thing? I'm not really sure, because in the Democratic Party, you have plenty of minority candidates that did not really get much traction at all. I mean, let's name them. You had Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, you had Dwayne Newsom from Florida, he did not really move the needle too much, but he was there. Deval Patrick got no attention at all. Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard. You had quite a few minorities running, but they did not have much of a chance. You know, the people that were at the top, who? Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, Pete Buttigieg, Bernie Sanders, and Joe Biden. All white men and women, mostly elderly white men and women, okay? Pocahontas is 70, Biden is 77, and Bernie is 78. Those are your top three people right there. So when I say you can't pick a white woman, I'm not really sure if that's true, but I digress. The whole point is that you may be able to pick Amy Klobuchar, but there could be some PR issues with that. I think he'll probably pick somebody like Stacey Abrams. That might be his pick. She's been going on TV a lot talking about how she wants to be the pick. And then she has this kind of chip on her shoulder. And she's kind of a loser herself. She doesn't really mind being part of a losing ticket. She's kind of used to that already. So that might be what she does to elevate her name for other potential opportunities that exist in the country. Maybe not in politics, maybe doing some philanthropy, like something else beyond just being in office. That might be what she's trying to achieve by getting her name out there as a VP pick for Joe Biden. Maybe even Keisha Lance Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta. She's been in the news a little bit lately talking about this whole thing with the virus and being against the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp. So that could be something that works. But the thing about Keisha Lance Bottoms and also Gretchen Whitmer, the governor of Michigan, they're both kind of attractive. So that might be bad for Joe Biden because he already has a creepy Joe image. So if he's a little bit too huggy and kissy and stuff like that with them, it's like, okay, what are you really doing here? Do you have a VP pick or just some arm candy? What's really going on? So that might not work out too well. So go ahead and get Stacey Abrams. She's a tad bit more homely, so that might make more sense. Aside of that, I'm not really sure who the VP is going to be. It doesn't really matter that much because whoever he picks is not going to help him that much. Michelle Obama, like I said, could help him a lot, but at the end of it, they will still lose. Biden is not a good candidate. His past is kind of spotty with the crime bill, with being anti-integration back in the 70s. So he's not going to be a good pick for his past and also for his present. Look at how he's talking. He's doing interviews with people, live streams or whatever. The most recent one was with Al Gore. And he was speaking and Al Gore was just trying to keep his face together. One thing that I know is even on the face of a liar, sometimes you can't really hide the truth. Al Gore didn't say two words really when Joe Biden was speaking, but his face said everything. When Biden was struggling to remember where he was in the sentence or he was stuttering and stammering, you know, and it's not just about having to stutter. It's about not really knowing what's going on in your mind. Trying to access your mind, trying to get a thought out of your mind, and it's not really going. Al Gore was able to see it, okay? This is a thing that is just facts. And I've seen it on other stations. He was on CNN. I saw the same thing. You doing his live streams and saying the same thing. Everybody can see that Joe Biden is diminishing physically and most certainly mentally. So any vice presidential pick that you place alongside him is going to have to deal with that. They're going to be doing the majority of the talking. Now, some are going to say, oh, well, look, if Michelle Obama were to be the VP pick, then they could win. He might die or retire due to being unable to proceed effectively because of his mental state. Then she'd become the president. Well, you got to be able to win first as Joe Biden. And I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like I said, you could put anybody. You could put Mother Teresa right there as a VP pick. It doesn't matter. He's not going to be able to get across the finish line, period. That's just how that goes. Now, like I said, they're talking about having the pick before the DNC, before the convention. There's nobody else running, but when the convention hits, there could be a contested convention. I doubt it because Bernie's dropped out so early. There will be less delegates that are taken away from Biden. They pretty much all go to him. Although Bernie said he wants to get some delegates even after he dropped out. Not sure how that works, but I digress. The point is that there's a potential for a contested convention, but I doubt it because he's the only guy running. It's not going to be a big toss-up on who can get the delegates and who can't. If Biden can't win every election from here on out, then he's just I mean, that tells you all you got to know right there. If you can't even win an uncontested primary election, how are you going to win the presidency? It doesn't matter who you put right there, they're all going to lose. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Joe Biden will pick a minority woman or a white woman to be the VP? Who is he going to be? Is it going to be Michelle Obama? I think not. How about Stacey Abrams, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Pocahontas, Amy Klobuchar? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.